assistance from a strong central government body is the need of the hour for most states in the Northeast. This is where the theme for today, merging the Ministry of Donor with NEC for better strategic planning and coordination of various projects in the region, assumes significance. This strategic move to merge the two entities, perhaps, please note, I use the word perhaps, aims to enhance the planning and coordination of various projects in our region. By streamlining efforts and resources, it is expected that we can ensure more effective implementation of initiatives that will benefit our people and accelerate our progress. The Ministry of Donor and the NEC have both played crucial roles in the region's development, yet their efforts have sometimes been fragmented. This disjointed approach has led to inefficiencies in project implementation and strategic planning. We currently witness overlapping roles and responsibilities between donor and NEC. This duplication often results in confusion among stakeholders and hampers the momentum of development initiatives. A merger of these two entities could conceivably streamline operations and create a unified front that speaks one voice. Strategic planning for the region has been siloed, lacking a comprehensive approach that considers the intricate social, economic, and environmental interdependencies. A merged entity would facilitate holistic planning that aligns with the region's unique needs and aspirations. We form a new government in Mizoram to meet the aspirations of the people who yearn for change and desire to see the state become a developed one, along with the rest of the country by 2047, in line with the vision of Vikasit Bharat. My government must shoulder this responsibility for my state, but this cannot be done alone. It can only be achieved when all of us here and the government entities we represent work together. I repeat, it can only be achieved when all of us here and the government entities we represent work together towards the goal of becoming a developed country by 2047. In setting the agenda for my state, we have championed our flagship program named Banakai, which means hand-holding, incentivizing and enabling those engaged in livelihood activities, both in rural and urban areas, to come up and sustain. This is indeed an ambitious program for a small state like ours, but it is indispensable in our endeavor to become a developed state. Therefore, we need the support of NEC and the parent Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region in terms of funds, technical and institutional support. The need of the hour is therefore a strong central body to cater to the unique developmental needs of the northeastern states. It remains to be seen if this body is to be in the form of a merged entity, as the theme for today suggests, or whether the answer lies in making the NEC stronger, revitalizing it in line with the changing needs of our times. When one speaks of development initiatives in the context of the Northeast, the NEC follows in the same breath. Through more than 50 years of its commitment to the cause of the socio-economic development in the region, the Council holds a special place in the hearts of the people of the Northeast. I had a few suggestions for the revitalization of the NEC, which I mentioned in my speech at the last plenary, and I would like to reiterate a few today. A. Reviving a submission of agenda items of the NEC plenary meeting by the states. B. Enhancement of budget allocation of NEC. C. Allowing states to propose projects under the other components of schemes of NEC. D. Enhancement of the sanctioning power of Secretary NEC from 5 crore to rupees 10 crore, which would facilitate faster sanctioning of projects and enhance the capabilities of NEC to fulfill its mandated roles. E. Immediate appointment of nominated member NEC. F. NEC's role cannot be limited to a funding agency. It is a think tank for the sustainable development of the Northeast, and this role needs to be emphasized once again. G. Another important aspect where the role of NEC as a think tank is needed is enhancing the efficacy of the utilization of 10% gross budgetary support for the Northeast. In view of all these points which I have raised in the plenary session, it is clear that there needs to be a change in the way the NE states are catered to by the NEC and by its parent ministry. A merger of the two is welcome if it offers a pathway to more coordinated, efficient, and impactful development efforts that truly reflect the aspirations of our people. If a merger is not possible or advisable, then as I have mentioned earlier, the NEC needs to be strengthened and revitalized so that it transforms into an entity that is well equipped to help the NE states realize their potential in the larger context of development and growth in India and become worthy of emulation even by bigger states from the rest of the country. In conclusion, let me point out 14 institutions initiated and operated by NEC but have been taken over by the respective ministries concerned. They are, number 1, Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, IMPAL, established in 1972. 2, Bhubaneswar Borua Cancer Institute, 1974. NIPCO, Shillong, 1976. Regional Nursing College, Guwahati, 1977. Northeast Police Academy, Shillong, 1978. Regional Institute of Pharmaceutical Science and Technology, Agartala, in 1979. Niramak in Guwahati in 1982. Regional Dental College, Guwahati, in 1985. NERIST, Itanagar, 1986. Northeastern Regional Institute of Water and Land Management, Tezpur, 1989. Regional Institute of Paramedical and Nursing Sciences, Ripans, Aizawl, in 1995. Northeast Region Community Resources Management Society in 1997. Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi Regional Institute of Mental Health, Tezpur, which was revised and reshaped into a regional institute in 1999. Northeast Cane and Bamboo Development Council, Birnihat, in 2004 for promoting of cane and bamboo technology in the region. All these institutions, which are very dear to us, have been snatched away from our hands now. Dear friends, this is how the power of NEC have been and being eroded. Let me confess that I am rather blind today about the concept of merging NEC with the ministry. I have many questions in my mind today as to how the existing infrastructures will be utilized, whether NEC is going to function as a directorate, etc., etc. As the headquarters of NEC is located in Shillong, the physical closeness itself has made us at ease. Shillong is the hub where most of the problems faced by the sister states are addressed. Frankly speaking, I am also confused as to whether this forum, this CPA, is the right forum to discuss a subject so vital as this one. I therefore would like to make a humble suggestion that there should be consultations and discussions at the plenary forum before making hasty decisions at this stage. I think we have a right to be consulted, to be heard, and to be discussed with. Kalome, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chief Minister, for your gracious words and wisdom. Your encouragement is very significant to the success of this plenary conference, and we thank you immensely and sincerely for your encouragement and for your support, which has become very vital for the success of this conference. Your words have given new meaning and direction to the conclusion of the plenary conference, which will be making a resolution at the end of the conference. Now I would like to give time to Honorable Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Mizoram, Honorable Shri Vanlal Lana, to give the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Pulal Duoma. Sri Saringyang Longkumarji, Honorable Speaker of Nagaland Legislative Assembly, who happen to be a Chairman of the COMMONWEALTH Parliamentary Association, India Region, Zone 3, Pu Lalbiakzama, Speaker, Mizoram Legislative Assembly, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Northeastern States who come here to attend this meeting, MLAs, delegates, official and respected guests. It is a great honor to stand before you today to propose the vote of thanks at the conclusion of this 21st Annual Conference of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, India Region, Zone 3. First and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to Honorable Speaker and Lok Sabha, Sri Om Birlaji, for his inspiring inaugural address. Sri Birla emphasized on the adoption of the best practices from our region and reminding us of the responsibility we, as elected representatives, bear in bringing about change for the people we serve was insightful. His call for the adoption of technology and innovation in governance will undoubtedly be a guiding force as we move forward. A special thanks to Honorable Chief Minister of Mizoram, Pulal Duoma, for his insightful address on this year's theme, Fostering the Legislative Sanctity. His reflection reminded us of the importance of the safeguarding and the integrity and dignity of our legislative institution. We also deeply appreciate his generosity in hosting a wonderful cultural program and dinner last night, which showcased the rich heritage of Mizoram and added a special touch to our conference. I also want to express our heartfelt thanks to Sri Harivansh-ji, Honorable Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, for his valuable remarks. He understood the central government focus on the development of our region, particularly in terms of infrastructure and connectivity. Additionally, he pointed out that the financial support for the northeastern state has steadily grown over the years, as reflected in the increasing budget allocation, further aiding our region's progress. His recognition of the trade potential with ASEAN countries add to our vision of strengthening economic ties in the region. Honorable Sri Saringayan Longkumarji, Speaker of Nagaland Legislative Assembly and Chairman of CPA Indian Region, Zone 3. We are grateful to your leadership and thought-provoking keynote address. Your contributions have enriched our deliberation and guided our discussion over the past 2 days. Honorable Sri Lalbiakzama, Speaker of Mizoram Legislative Assembly, I express my deepest appreciation for your leadership in organizing and hosting this prestigious event. Your dedication to parliamentary principle has been evident throughout, and we are grateful for your effort. Our sincere thanks also goes to all the distinguished parliamentarians, delegates and guests whose active participation and insightful deliberation have made this conference a resounding success. Your contribution have sparked meaningful discussion that will shape the future of our region. Lastly, I would like to thank the officers and the staff of Mizoram Legislative Assembly, the State Protocol, the Police Department, and all those working behind the scene for their tireless effort in ensuring the smooth execution of this event. Your dedication is truly commendable. Thank you all once again for your participation and contribution. Wishing everyone a continued collaboration as we work towards prosperous future for our region. Thank you. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Parliamentary Affairs Department, for your vote of thanks address. We shall now come to the conclusion of the 21st Annual Conference of the CPA India Region Zone 3, as we have had 2 productive days of discussion, very insightful, thought-provoking deliberations were done on the 2 topics that were set for the 21st Annual Conference. However, before we conclude the Annual Conference of CPA, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Most Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Lal Dohama ji, our Honorable Speaker, Shri Lal Bagzama ji, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Shri Lal Famkima ji, our Honorable Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Shri Van Lal Lana ji, all the distinguished delegates of the plenary conference, the officers and staff of the Mizoram Legislative Assembly, led by the Commissioner and Secretary, and all the wonderful people of Mizoram for the exceptional hospitality extended to all of us. Your warm welcome and thoughtful arrangements and seamless coordinations have made our experience more productive. We are truly humbled by the generosity and the attention to detail that ensured not only the success of the conference, but also the comfort of every delegate. Thank you so much, sir. Your state's rich, cultural, vibrant spirit and warmth of its people have left a lasting impression on all of us, and we take with us fond memories of our time here. We deeply appreciate the efforts made by everyone, and we look forward to continued collaboration in the future. I also take this liberty to announce that we have had 2 days of the plenary conference covering 2 pertinent matters, namely the inclusion of the Northeast region in the India-ASEAN Vision for Trade and Cooperation, which was held yesterday, and the merging the Ministry of Donor with NSC for better strategic planning and coordination of various projects in the region, which just got concluded recently. There is so much that we have come to understand through the plenary discussions and interactions with one another. Though the Northeast region have so much diversity culturally, yet we face so many common difficulties and challenges which ultimately have to be face together for the posterity and prosperity of our future young generation and the collective progress of the Northeast region. Many intellectuals, weighted opinions on the topics were discussed, and I must say, the 21st CPA India Region Zone 3 plenary conference have been one of the best conference and productive in terms of agendas discussed. Before I declare the 21st annual conference of the CPA India Region Zone 3 and bring it to a conclusion, it was the unanimous decisions of the plenary conference of all the distinguished guests present here that a resolution will be moved by the plenary conference. And to that effect, I take the honor to read out the resolution and put it to voting to be passed by the plenary conference. Resolution of the 21st CPA India Region Zone 3 conference held at Aizawl, Mizoram. The 21st annual conference of the CPA India Region Zone 3 was held at Aizawl, Mizoram on the 27th and 28th September 2024 on the theme Fostering the Legislative Sanctity. During the plenary sessions, the honorable speakers, deputy speakers, and MLAs of various states of the Northeast India deliberated upon and discussed threadbare the following two topics. Number one, inclusion of the Northeast region in the India-ASEAN vision for trade and cooperation. Number two, merging the Ministry of Donor with NEC for better strategic planning and coordination of various projects in the region. After the plenary discussions concluded, the members unanimously resolved the following on the 28th of September 2024. On the topic, inclusion of the Northeast region in the India-ASEAN vision for trade and cooperation, the House sincerely appreciated and acknowledged the renewed efforts of the central government under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to work towards the socio-economic upliftment of the Northeast region, which is also renowned as Ashta Lakshmi through visionary policy of the Act East policy. Number one, the House impresses upon the central government to extend the scope of the Act East policy and Ashta Lakshmi policy by incorporating the Northeast region into the Indo-ASEAN bilateral trade agreements to encourage the Northeast region in becoming a growth engine for the nation while appreciating the region's international border trading potentials. Number two, to accelerate the completion of key infrastructure projects such as the India-Myanmar-Thailand Highway and the Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project. Number three, to identify and upgrade existing international trading outposts, namely More in Manipur, Zokhauthar in Mizoram, Pangsha and Avanko in Nagaland, and Pangso Pass in Arunachal Pradesh, to name a few. Number four, to make efforts in encouraging tourism-related projects, appreciating the rich cultural diversity and resources and potential of the region for promotion and at the same time employment livelihood generation, stressing regional inclusiveness policy. Number five, to promote cultural exchange programs of the region with ASEAN nation as a multiplier factor in promoting potential foreign trade in the region. These are the 5 resolutions passed in connection to topic number 1. May I now take the sense of the House? We can take voting by raising your hands. If the House agrees, shall we raise our hands on the resolutions? Thank you. The resolutions just read out in connection to topic number 1 is considered passed. Resolution number 2, with regard to topic number 2, merging the Ministry of Donor with NEC for better strategic planning and coordination of various projects in the region. Having noted that presently, legislative oversight over the functioning of Ministry of Donor and NEC is under the Parliamentary Department-related Standing Committee on Home Affairs, it was felt that a separate departmental-related Standing Committee in Parliament exclusively for the Ministry of Donor to oversee the functioning of Donor and NEC would strengthen the legislative oversight on their functioning and effective implementation of the schemes and policies implemented by them. This will ensure greater accountability and strengthen the oversight of the Ministry of Donor and its implementing agencies to the people through the Parliament of India. Towards this end, the Northeast MPs Forum may be approached for taking up the matter with the Government of India, as well as the Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha and the Honorable Chairman Rajya Sabha at the earliest. So in this, in connection to the second topic under discussion, the resolution moved is that a parliamentary standing committee may be created in the level of the Parliament to oversee the working and functioning of the donor and NEC. May I now put this to vote? Thank you. I will consider the resolution moved in connection to topic number 2 as passed. With this, we have come to the end of the conference. I once again thank all the honorable speakers, deputy speakers, and all the distinguished delegates, especially honorable members from the Mizoram Legislative Assembly, led by our most honorable Chief Minister and honorable Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Mizoram Legislative Assembly, the officers and staff of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the officers and staff of the Mizoram Legislative Assembly, and the CPA India Region Zone 3 Secretariat, and all the delegates, distinguished delegates from respective 8 states who have so graciously come and participated and contributed for the success of the conference. May I also take this moment to inform all the distinguished delegates that the next 22nd annual CPA Zone 3 conference will be held at Nagaland in the year 2025. The tentative dates and month will be shared by the CPA Zone 3 Secretariat shortly. And we have already started planning and preparing from today, because we are anticipating all of you, and we welcome all of you to Nagaland in 2025. I also would like to give special thanks to our media friends and the media fraternity for your efforts and your continued encouragement to the Mizoram Legislative House and the CPA Secretariat in taking the messages to the people, being the fourth pillar of democracy. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the conclusion of the 21st Annual Conference of the CPA India Region Zone 3 here at Aizawl, Mizoram. Thank you so much. That is the answer.
design dang ne na thleng kwa le mo shal le du huna leile sak kan thei renge rangkachak design na tak tak manga ehlim na thlen tu ni hi kan tu thu sam berani Orient Goldsmith Bazar Bungkon Dorpue
Rinta ka sumdong bungruan ay charing may VL Machinery and Tools to rim chan sok na vangin to equal south tempo
Zonet Cable TV Pvt football extra hun kan lo thleng le ta tun truma hin hei trum dang kan mu photo zar le John tenen soi ho hun kan ron nei le do na Mizoram Premier League chung chang te tin English Premier League Carabao Cup khang tiang thleng po na huam thei ve kanga tin chumba football a tun nai thil thleng lang sarang chi te po a shoot na nei chho le don nia tun rum chu bul tran nan Mizoram Premier League lama tangin bul tran don tai la hei Mizoram Premier League hi round som pathum na le so pali nei clear to lamin kan lo thretan YouTube lama hianin live a pek chhoni dona tin semi final le final jing ha chunga bokin empire lama te po pek an ni le dona hemi bi ka hi zonet potan chun zolbu ga te po en thereng ani ti kha han thre thar le taila zar lama train tan don taila Mizoram Premier League hai round som pani khel zone to a boro khi tang chawang rang view maya police te kan soi thei bonga tin palin ni inchu tele relegation playoff thleng ta poina ngai noma Bethlemero kan mang tha felta chulai chuanin achung bera tuna isol FC noma league winner an ni mai ngem ti te tin tu nge semi final lu tang ti tele cha mari bi khi I league 3 an zu khel te hianin an team hi ngong anei chho thengem ti thleng te khan ben soi sakla
Mizoram Premier League she team har khup me kumina hi achan chu kumdang ain a thalo zok han ti donila ngai nom la hi om thowa a thalo zok kan ti la ye chu gola lu tam lu tukte in sop tam lu tukte she thiam har lai the tama ama ro chu at to pa me chon she thiam har be again yang she thiam har be tuma ani zoka aizo football ta phin che thkhop me ya record thar siam then ne chu elo nei lo season man tlon aizo football club te chamari football club te chingapeng football club ten MPL hi again lo dominate to a season khachu na chu ama ro chu nei lo nei mi lo chu lo mi lo ni voi khatal chak lo khan la ni zela chu wang chon aizo football club phen an match ni ma ba ga hi an tlom lo chuan record tharan siam do na ama ro chun du per tur chu league winner ni khan ta tu ne ron soi zo ta kha an chak ve chuan ti khan ni ta ni an chak ve chuan ti si phir veng hun la tum do na chon pui chu a har salai tur chu ni ta tho me ni si phir veng hun le chon pui kha semi final lu tum kha lo ni ta nga table a tang khan kan en thega table kha alan thei bok kha chuan chu tiang vel chu lo ni nga mai ro chu kan soi setel tur chu heta kan soi chon match kha kal le to ya lo dang lam ve le to nga tu na hian round 13 ma in kan soi tan an nan ta chuan July chu ni ta chuan chamar football club chu an tur te renge achan chu aizol football club an che suala chon pui football club an tuma ne se chon pakhat na dile thei ni ta ni an BT minang khel mewa chu an BT man ti khan a tha chun la thangang meya anin lak bel bok nen an la thangang meya chu chon pui ne ne tok ta chak se chon tu nai chamar football club zo hi pakhat na ni thei tur an nia an ni hian round 30 na hi tu na chome chon lo khel zo to nga July chon Mizoram police an ma chonanga hei hi an ne thei chuan aizol football club hi pressure an play jok don ta ni achan chu toberain FC Bethlehem tum dona ul sam thei to dona chuan mun ruak pani khalom ta ni pani ka chu league winner in chu khani maya mun ruak pani khalom ma chu semi final khel turin ni kumlama champion Mizoram police an din huna himbik mi lo meya chu angai nom lai ni ya chuan si phir veng hlunte chon pui SYS le ram hun athletic thlengin chan san la nei poka MPL kha angai nom riu meya I tuna tanga tuna ka nge round 13 ma kan soi ni ma se chiang taka kan soi ngam chu tunai ngai thak po hian round 14 khel ma ba khom do na chula ya chon semi final khel tu ri ala chiang don lo ti hi hoi takin kan soi ngam ni helai tang hian
ngai lom le mai ne Mizoram Premier League ki round 12 biga match somni pariata goal za som sari parugalu ta tam khop mayatin kumin bi kai zol FC in record 30 pon han siam ne go so ba goal khatin Bethlehem ne in sop per record te po khan ne Mizoram Premier League bika mai ro chu then khate ro cha league lut na an ti thatok lawe ti pol te po no ma mai ro chu record tharom hi chuanin an lomom te po kan ti thayom me tin Mizoram Premier League hi soitong khan in YouTube lama around 13 ne 14 live an nia khang te bon tharila chun semi final b ka chu hempai kan han ti le zolbu ka te khan en thei ni don ani semi final big aboro ka tang chaudon zaron soyang khanin tunge lu tur hi la chiang lava tin relegation playoff theng te po khanin anin khamilai tunge awan do yang ti te po kha top zana round 14 a chin felen don ni ole Mizoram Premier League big chong kalsan tai la soi tur tam deu boka Indian Super League lama lu chhauta dei la Zona kan zo tanga hey Indian Super League ki han soi lo mai hi uyam ve thina season thar te pon han tran ania Mizo player po kan munua la bawruak po hey an tang chho hal veo notice United te Duran Kapan champion na ISL lama ron to kherpol an ron ni chun zom le bokan nia chulai chuinge kumin big Indian Super League ki a hot chho veo hem
hot chho veo kan tia chuan zep turom lo wa ISL hi a hot lo de tol zoka a chan chu tun ma I engeni star player I anu fual to lam ti mang atla fual to lam lak lu kha ISL tap te hian in an han ban san chhotana chuti rol chuan in Indian football ngor ta ne ro chuan in a thazok em o han ti theiania a chan chu player wanglai hun mang mek ang chi ho kan soi fo thina a league top scorer han ti ang te in European lama po hey top 5 league chu ni chi lo ma se Slovenian league han tiang chi te Slovakia te Norway te khatiang league ka top division player ho te khan han la lut tana chu chuanin I tun ma a engeni Del Piero te Roberto Carlos te ron khel ang khan mi pui chu hip chi lo wa amaro chu a football quality chu ati sang ta zo kani player engemo hey senior da wan ron lu khan boruak chu sang ma ro chu I an wang lai kha an pel thui lu tuk to thina ka khanin football ta ka kha avur kang zo lo ni khana alang thina chuan chumi konga chuanin engeni tun ma hot tang em kha chuan hot talowem o han ti thei zok chu ani da lai chena chu oma chuti rol chona game shrim quality ta chu a hmunom sto zoka sang to zoka soyang khan wang lai hun mang mek player euro khel zo him ang chi te an ron lu thin khania chuwan chuanin kha khan game chu ti sang ta viawa kan soi chak shrim chu ni soi ni china khanin ron soi lang zoka Mizo player an tam ta viau lai hi lom oma atu an tam thin ranga sang ni som pali kha ISL tran sang ber khaniang ania kan la rianga khati lai chon thathum mang khan season bul khan han tran ve chau khania thathum chungon khela amaro chu khami season ma sabera khan tap pariat aning kria tap pariat an oma ta chonin Mizo player kha paruk chaw an oma ni ti chuan tuna chonin tun season ISL a chuan Mizoram atanga player kan han tho za ta hi somthum pasari an lo ni ta somthum pasari chu tam takani chu wan chang kum khata hianin Mizoram a hian poisa in zat nge khang ho khanin an ron lu pui ti zonga han ngai tu phei chuanin football hianin a lo tho hlok ta le mai ti la ya kha thil soi thei tak ania Mohammedan hi Mizo player tam